What's going on, guys and gals? Chris, the Bonafide Hustler, coming to you live from the inside of my office. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me just make sure that the thing is working well. There we go. All right, cool. So anyways, yeah, this is a live show right now. I'm in the midst of Green Room Week. And yeah, it's a pretty hectic week, but I did want to talk to you guys about something that I talked to one of the members about today. And I actually kind of heard it echoed a couple times yesterday at the seminar that we threw here in Austin, Texas. So anyways, hopefully you guys can hear me. I hope I sound okay. Let me know. I see a lot of people here in the feed, and we'll get right to the content in 1 second. I want to shout out a couple of people. Debbie Porter, Adam, we have Life Stirred Up, Cody, Zoo Ninja, AZ Mick, Jonathan Rivera, Gentex 512, OGC, Nightwing, Evan Salveson. Anyways, hey, what's up, Gentex 512? We're actually going to be at the Pinballs Arcade on North 183 Lake Creek at 8 o'clock today. So just if you want to come by. So let me talk to you guys about the feeling that you're probably encountering while selling on eBay. And I say this because I think a lot of people have this feeling. I really do. And yesterday when talking to some people, and then today talking to a friend of mine, I mean, it was just something that I feel as if a lot of people are going through. So one of the things that I talked to them about was, when we did the Green Room seminar, we led off with some, private label stuff. There was all kinds of stuff. There was private label, there was drop shipping, there was eBay panel, Amazon panel, Healthy Habits panel. We had Poshmark stuff, and we even had how to get unstuck regarding eBay. And we also had an FBA kind of portion on how to do, employees and how to really scale up your business. So we did a lot of fun stuff. But yesterday during the Healthy Habits panel discussion, people were really asking me a lot of questions regarding like working out, right? Now, this show is not going to be about working on eBay, but what it has to deal with is that people wanted to, all right? They want to change things in their life. They wanted to. And I saw something that was kind of uniform among the crowd, and that was, well, I don't have time for it, right? And I don't have time for it. Usually it was just coming down to family. Some people have full-time jobs and they do eBay on the side, but a lot of times it came down to family and, school schedules with kiddos and all kinds of stuff, after school programs. Like, what am I supposed to do with this workout to make myself better? Because everyone knows, right? Everyone knows the right thing to do, but how you execute it, that's a different story, So I thought that was kind of profound. And then today, I had a pretty long talk with one of my members, and I've known him for many years, and we were talking about things, and he was like, "I definitely." He's been dieting and everything, and he's been dropping significant amount of weight. I mean, he's dropped, I think, 30 pounds since the last time I saw him, and he was like, "I just don't know if I have time for the gym, but I have time for walking and eating healthy. But I know that the gym is going to be good for me to really accelerate the last part of this weight loss. But I don't have any time," right? And he has a family, kiddos, and schedules just like everybody else. But I saw the same thing: no time for something new, because of the eBay business, right? And some of the things that he's doing. So I thought this was kind of interesting, because I heard him talk about a couple things, and one of those things was, I have plenty of items in my store, which was interesting. When we talked this morning, there were 800 items, right? At some point, or maybe he readjusted some things, and he was watching my videos. He was like, you know what, the way that you kind of tackle eBay is so much better, right? And so sometimes it takes getting to a breaking point, either with yourself or your family or something. Maybe you just look at the screen and you have to process 15 orders, right? 15 orders where you make $5 on each one or $7 on each one, and you start to realize this is not really for me. While there's money there, you start to think, what can I do if I only flipped one item and made, $130 in profit? What if I did two items and got $65 in profit each? I mean, wouldn't you rather tackle one or two rather than 15? And so that was his point. He was like, you know what, with an 800 item store, I get sales. That's not the problem. He's like, the problem is I have, 15 items to ship off on a good weekend or sometimes a good day. But it's a lot. He's like, it's a lot of work. And he's like, sometimes I'll do all this stuff and I'll be like, wow, I just made $70 out of packaging up all that stuff. It doesn't make sense to me. And so when you want to really achieve something big out there, you're going to have to start giving with something else. You're going to have to prioritize, right? If you want to bring a better eBay business into your life, you're going to have to figure out what you can let go of, because time is that one resource that you just don't get any more of. All right. From the moment that you wake up to the moment that you sleep, that's kind of like what you get. And of course, there's family in there. You should never sacrifice your love for money, your love for eBay, any of that, and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I think a lot of people want that balance. And that balance is really, really important to attain. So one of the ways you can do it to get that balance, I think there are two ways. One is to wake up earlier and really set yourself straight, get your walk out of the way or ride out of the way, or maybe go to the gym, do that kind of stuff. So that way you can kind of think about your day and how it's going to be, how it's going to play out, right? So that way you're not reacting all day long. The other way is to really look at your business and go, what can give here? You know, because if you got an 800 item store, when I started eBay, I would always think like, man, if I had 500 items in my store, 1,000 items in my store, you know, how awesome that would be. Honestly, that's not that awesome. I've had my store up to, I think, what, 300 or 400, and I make more on eBay now with 160 or less items, it seems, than I ever did with that, because my mentality had totally changed from one to another. All right. So when I had the 300 item store or 400 item store, whatever it was, I was doing $10 and $20 profits. And I thought I was like on cloud nine, you know, I thought I found the best loophole ever. It was so cool. But then I didn't realize, like, wow, I'm actually working in my business rather than working on it. So that's what the Road to 200 concept is. And over lunch today at Taco Deli, we had all the green room members out there, and I was talking to one of them, and he was like, let's talk about your concept again. You know, let's talk about that Road to 200 concept. How many items do you have? And I think right now I have 161 or something like that. And he's like, yeah, he's like, it hit me one day. He was like, I just came to a breaking point. He's like, I did all this shipping and I have, you know, X amount of items in my store. I did all this shipping. I mean, got it all together. And I realized I made $70. And he's like, this is not really worth it. And I thought, and I was like, you know what? Right, can flip an item and make $70 on some random item, right? But if I'm always targeting, let's say $50 in pure profit as the minimum, that's the minimum. That's like the worst case scenario. And that's what I'm gonna be working on for the rest of the year. So if you follow my channel, you know, my quest to attain 200 items in my store that are $50 or more pure profit paying items, when I say or more, you know, that means when an item flips, it could also yield 100, 200, 150, 120, 70, 75, but no less than $50. That's what I'm going for. So that's my journey, and I'll try to be as transparent as I can on my channel with it. But I see a lot of people adopting that, honestly, and it's not just people in YouTube land, it's green room members too. You know, it's a lot more fun that way. It's more challenging. You can see the opportunities maybe in your town and go, okay, what here can I make $50 or more on? You know, is it something from Plato's Closet? Is it something from Goodwill's? Is it something from thrift stores? You know, Habitat for Humanity, garage sales, estate sales? You start really wondering, what are these other items that I don't know about, right? Here's something that I did today that I'm so mad about, but I'm glad it's gone. But I hate this flip, all right? And the flip is, I flipped my second Robert Graham shirt ever. It could have been my first. I think it might be my first, but I think it's my second. And I only bought it because of all the YouTube videos that I've been watching for the past 3 to 5 years. So many people, Robert Graham, so good. Robert Graham, so good, amazing. Well, you know, but there's certain Robert Grahams that you don't want to buy. Okay, cool. So I was at a garage sale, I don't know, a year ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago. I don't even know at this point. And there was a Robert Graham shirt there, flip cuff, looked great. You know, decent looking shirt. I don't think it's definitely one of the run of the mill ones, and I don't think it's the best one, but it's in the middle. And I bought that Robert Graham shirt for $5. And I'm like, oh, I hate clothing. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But I'll do this one shirt, right? Because if this pays off, then I'll start flipping some Robert Graham shirts, right? That Robert Graham shirt, I think about 6 or 8 months ago, possibly even a year ago, I flipped it today for like $18. And that's with a store on sale and with good keywords too. And I'm thinking, why the hell did I even get to that? I'm glad I experimented, right? But I sat there and I reflected back on it. I'm like, now I know why I don't do clothing, or a majority of clothing. And while there is money to be made on clothing, I get it. If I was to ever get into clothing, I would focus on the top 10% of like all brands, right? Because every brand, whether it be Territory Ahead or Patagonia, Arc'teryx, Johnny Watts, like all these brands, they have a good top tier. And if you source that top tier, you're going to be making some really good money. But I think a lot of us go for just the easy kill out there, right? And that won't allow you no time for something new that you want to take care of in your life. In the case of the green room members, in the case of the green room member that I was talking to today, that person wanted to attain some time in the gym, right? They just wanted 45 minutes extra in their day, or maybe an hour that they could find to go to the gym and get some strength training in there to lose a little bit more weight. And the guy looked fantastic, but he wanted a little bit more, right? He got a taste of something good, wants more of it, but something has to give, right? And anyways, I wanted to leave you guys with that because I think it's a problem that a lot of you guys and gals are probably feeling out there when you're selling on eBay. I really do feel as if, because there's just no way that the people that I have talked to through Green Room Meetup Week are just anomalies, right? So what I'm saying is, be careful when you get out there, and be careful with all the advice that you see on YouTube, because there's really good advice out there, all right? But there's also really bad advice. And sometimes the bad advice is coupled with people's channels that are very, very large. So you think that that's the way to go. But just remember, if you really want to have fun with business, a lot of times that means working on a business as opposed to working in a business. And when you work in a business, then yeah, you might have 20 packages at $5 profits, or 13 a day at $5 profits. And that's great. But you guys are way smarter than that, especially if you're subscribed to my channel. Like, you guys are smart. All right. You guys, tell me about all kinds of cool flips behind the scenes. You guys have great eyes and amazing potential. So don't waste it on super small, crappy profits. All right. Hold out for some good stuff and, challenge yourself. That's what life's all about. The definition of insanity, I don't know who said this, is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. And a lot of people are like, man, I just want to make more money on eBay. But guess what? Your actions, you're just doing the same stuff over and over and over. Now, I'm not calling anybody out, but I'm just telling you guys right now that if you want to change, don't do the same thing over and over and over. All right? Draw the line. It's kind of like opening up the fridge and throwing all the stuff into the trash that you don't want when you want to start a new diet. It's the same principle, right? Draw a line in the sand and go, you know what? It's going to start today. That's when you start getting into a little bit more education. Maybe join a little bit more groups than you're in right now. Join a paid group if you want to. Buy guides, right, from people that you trust, and really challenge yourself. In fact, there's some really good YouTubers out there that have accelerated kind of behind the scenes courses or mentorship programs. Let's put it like that. There are a lot, and a lot of them are really, really good. So find the YouTuber maybe that you align with the most, and partner up with them maybe behind the scenes. You might be thinking, wow, these mentorship programs are $100 for a month, or $200 a month. Yeah, but then again, if you're not changing, you might be just wasting $200 over the course of a month. You wouldn't even know it. It's just sitting there tied up in inventory, and you might flip that thing 8 months down the road, a year down the road. But see, if you're not doing anything different, you're never going to be able to realize the change that can be there. Only until I actually instilled some discipline and some rules into my hustling, because I'm a pretty good hustler. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm pretty good. I can knock out $20 profits on things like nobody's business out there. But when I did that, there's more around the corner. You have to naturally think, well, what about $30 profits? What about $40 ones? And now I'm at 50, and I'm still keeping it 16 hours or less a week. So, you guys got to be out there and believe. You have to believe in yourself, all right, and get out there, all right. You don't have to go 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day. Get out there, stay super educated, and make some freaking money, and make it fun. If it's not fun and you're sitting there like the person I was talking to today, who shipped out 13 packages or 15 packages, and that's when the light bulb hit, and he was like, wow, this is not worth my time. There's nothing wrong with that. There's everything is right with the fact that the person stopped and said, I don't like this, and is going to change. That's what I'm talking about. That's the sign of someone that's going to make some good money down the road. But the person that's like, I sell 13 items, a day. I sell 12 items a day. I sell 20 items a day. My question to that person is almost always, well, how do you feel about that? Are you making the money that you want to make? The question is no, then it doesn't matter if you're doing 13 or 15 or 20 items a day, because something needs to be fixed. So I'm going to open it up to a couple Q&As, all right? And then I got to get to preparing for the night event for the Green Room Meetup Week. But I want to give a shout out to Zoo Ninja, who has super chatted me, it seems, about $12. So thank you, Zoo Ninja. I really do appreciate that. Yeah. Anyways, so here we go right here. Let me read some comments. Joe Molina, what's up? I'm late. How has the meetup week been? Are we going to get vlogs? Yeah, I have a ton of footage that I need to edit. So yes, it's coming soon. What else we got here? Some people are saying Rally Roots. Yeah, they got a mentorship program. Go check them out. Is summer slowdown a myth? That's a good one from Jonathan Rivera. I kind of see a slowdown myself a little bit, but also I see a listing slowdown for myself because it's meetup week. So, it's hard to say, is it really a slowdown, or am I just not all the time on eBay for this week because I can't be, because there's just a bunch going on. Ben says, I pass on Robert Graham unless it's obnoxious enough. Okay. OGC, yeah, I did the same thing with Robert Graham. Basically, I think abandoned the whole Robert Graham thing. Thriller Gorilla Picker says, hey, I'm the same here. Less inventory, higher profits. You really don't know until you stop and break it down. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. You really have to take a chance on something and believe in something. Stop right there, break it down, and start realizing wow, how many hours are going into this project I'm not enjoying, that's unprofitable, yet I seem to be shipping out 15 things a day. That's great. On Instagram, if you see someone laying on the floor and they got 15 packages around them, you automatically kind of think, wow, that person's making some good money. But guess what? Behind the scenes, there's a different story sometimes. And that is, they're not making the money that they want to make, right? So something has to change. And it's all too familiar when you go in places like Instagram, and you start seeing some of your favorite flippers and they got packages galore, all over the place. The real question is, are they happy with what they're making, or do they want to change? So anyways, I want to go into John Belushi says, I think the Rally Roots program is for rookies. It could be for rookies. I don't know. I haven't taken it. I've met them in real life, and they're great hustlers. I mean, let's be honest. If it's for rookies, great. I mean, if it's for intermediates, great. If it's for expert people, great. All I gotta say is there's a program, and Rally Roots has one. I know that. And whether it's for anybody, I mean, the fact that there's a program there, they stand behind it. I've met them. I sign off on it. They're great people. So I'm pretty sure that their program is freaking phenomenal. So, and besides, if you're a rookie going into this game, shame on you for not joining groups and joining and partnering up with people and going to local meetups and that kind of stuff. That's where all the action really happens, is partnering up with people in real life. So anytime you see a reseller fam thing or reseller rally or a green room meetup, for example, or something, even a local meetup, think about going to those things, right? Think about making the drive and having some fun and taking a chance, right? Because everyone that I asked so far, now maybe they're lying, I don't know. But I tend to ask, as being a business owner, are you enjoying the week? All the people that are here in Austin right now, are you enjoying the week? What do you like the most? Or what do you not like? What can we improve on? And people are having trouble telling me what we can improve on, but they can lay out all these great things about the week, and they're like, it's just so much fun, and meeting all kinds of friends, and it's just a blast, and it's everything that the vlogs kind of showed them to be. So it's a really good feeling. But that said, I bet you the same experiences there with those big hotel kind of meetups, kind of like the reseller fam thing. I'm pretty sure that the experience is different and either equal or better on some level, and that's great. But you got to go to things like that, guys. You have to go there and meet fellow resellers, because let's be honest, this profession, it's kind of lonely. But that's okay. It can be lonely only if you want it to be lonely. So, maybe build a YouTube channel. Get out there, show your eBay journey, from 1,000 item store down to 500. Do things, and it becomes not so lonely pretty quickly. So anyways, OGC, that pool you guys went to looked cool. Yeah, I don't know if I edited the pool footage. Anyways, yeah, there's some good stuff coming. You'll see. Always room for improvements, is Mr. Saddy123. What's up, man? Always a loyal subscriber. Debbie Porter, Chris, you bring so much to us all. Thank you. You're welcome. Absolutely welcome. Melissa Francis, when are you starting season 2 of the Thrift Battle? I actually was talking about that to a couple members yesterday night. So it's coming probably a month after the meetup is over. I'll start working on it. John Belushi, I love the energy. You and College Pickers skating in the neighborhood was legit. Cool, man. Thanks a lot. Tom Sawyer, yeah, it can be lonely. That's why I make good friends with my local customers. So there you go. There's someone that, you know, acknowledges something that's wrong, like it's a little too lonely, and you got to do some action, right? You got to make some good friends with your local customers, and people take their action different ways. But like I said, one of the easiest ways to act and not be so lonely in this profession is to start joining some Facebook groups. All right. Sharon, I really love your channel, Chris. You make me think about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. Cool. Very good. Adam A517, Chris, are you going to the meetup that Tanya Thrifty Treasures is having? I might, but if it's during our meetup week, then it'll be hard. I know she's in town today and maybe tomorrow, so I know I'm going to run into her at some point. I just don't know if I'm going to go to her meetup because I have a meetup going on right now. OGC, hopefully I can make it out to the Green Room meetup next year. Hey, I'd love to meet you, man. Evan Salveson, what are meetup people asking the most this week? Any trend you're noticing? Okay, so like we had a seminar yesterday. The 5 speakers talked about how to get unstuck on eBay. One speaker talked about Amazon and how to really boost your Amazon business and start looking into things such as insurance and potential lawsuits and getting incorporated, getting lawyers involved, everything done right from the first get-go. So we had that, and then when another person talked about private label, our closing speaker talked about private label, and this dude was like really nuts. Like I'm talking arsenal of private label products. I mean, really, really impressive. And he lives in Austin, Texas, which is cool. So we closed with that guy, and then in the morning we had a guy talk about drop shipping, which is cool because I always thought that drop shipping had a bad stigma to it, especially when associated with eBay, but that's inherently really false. What up, man? Look who's here. Anyways, but yeah, so Rakin, what I'm talking about is there was a question. Okay, cool. So there's a question right here, which is very interesting. Evan Salveson says, what are meetup people asking the most this week? Any trend you're noticing? And one of the trends that I noticed today is that drop shipping was one of the most exciting parts of our meetup. Yeah. And there was a huge stigma against it, isn't there?
Yeah, a lot of people thought that it was like a scam and it wasn't legal, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things a lot of people I noticed is they're looking for ways to make money while like traveling the road and like kind of like not like super duper passive income, but like they want to be able to resell and stuff, but they want to have like other income streams that don't require them to like actively always have to be working.
Right. And the guy that was talking about private label lives in New York City in a 1,100 square foot apartment with his partner, and we're trying to paint the picture here. It's not very big. The place is small, right? And so you got to think inventory, eBay, all that kind of stuff. He was already like, I can't do it.
550 square feet, I think.
550. Okay, never mind. So half of that. And he had a picture on the slide, and you could see the living room right there with the kitchen, and then like the next door was like the bedroom. So that's all they had. And the guy's cranking out a lot of money.
Yeah, so I just did a video with him. He's done, we were looking over his numbers, he's done 1.3 million in the last 18 months. Now he is running on about a 10% profit margin. So what's the math there?
Yeah,
it's like
130,000.
So it's not like he's like becoming a millionaire or anything, but that's not bad. He tells me he's gotten to the point now, he has 9 virtual assistants. He spends 20 minutes a day on his business.
So there you go. That person is 1 degree of separation.
That was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like
it is a lot of work. But the thing is, a lot of times when you hear these stories, you're like, oh, that's like 7 degrees of separation from me. I'll never meet that guy in real life, which is completely false. Like, I mean, the guy was like speaking at our seminar, really cool guy, young like us, and just driven, right? And it's not even like a loophole because it's been going on for drop shipping has been going on for decades, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought it was really profound, and that was cool because when we talked to the members almost always said, I was like, how did you guys like the meetup? And they all said the same thing. They're like, the drop shipping thing was badass, we really liked it a lot. So anyways, a lot of times you have to shatter the stigma by bringing somebody that's legit and there's no better way than to have a public speaker and show you the mouse going across the screen, how they're doing it with eBay and the site that they're doing the drop shipping from. I mean, the guy it was an awesome presentation. It's almost like he was moving the mouse on the screen while he was talking, but I know he wasn't. It was crazy. Like, it was all pre-done, and it was really neat.
Did you realize too, he didn't even give himself the credit of telling people that he was a lawyer?
Oh yeah. And he's also
like, I like how he held that back.
Yeah. So this was like almost like it's another thing.
Yeah.
He makes money as a lawyer.
So he's done his whole thing, like the whole 18 months, like in the 1.3 million and like the 130,000 profit, whatever it is. He told me that was his profit margin. He's been working a 9 to 5 in New York City as a lawyer.
So there you go. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So anyway, so that's the answer to that question real quick. Where's the third amigo? He is passed out on the couch. He's getting some rest. Anyways, here we go. Hi, Rakin, looking slimmer. That's from Johnny Chingas.
Appreciate it, Johnny.
Nevermore Antiques. Thanks for that $2 super chat, man. That's really cool. My next super chat's now. I'm trying to think what it's going to go to, but I have some pretty good stuff now. I have to think what my next super chats are going to go to, because we always, the Bonafide posse, we help Bonafide save up for something. We had the surfboard the first time. We got the camera all done. So there's something else around the corner. We're going to figure out what that's for. Maybe some adult bevs tonight. But thanks, Nevermore Antiques. I really do appreciate that, man. So yeah, anyways, what else we got here real quick? A couple more questions. Let's get some questions done real quick. Here we go. Jonathan Rivera, should you hire someone off the bat to take pictures of your items to scale in clothing? Right? And it's probably a really good one for you.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't do it right off the bat if you don't understand how to do it fully. So I would learn the whole entire process yourself from start to finish. And once you get comfortable at it and you feel like you can't, like you don't have enough time anymore to go out and source more or like process it all, then I would definitely consider hiring somebody. But a lot of times, and Tim Ferriss talks about this, a lot of times people think the answer to scaling is hiring people, but hiring people will only amplify, like hiring somebody will amplify a good habit or a bad habit. So if you don't know what you're doing, you're just going to amplify it. And if you do know what you're doing, it's going to amplify that. So, yeah.
Yeah. There was a really cool comment, right? Joe Molina, I can't wait to see this year's yard sale caravan. I love to see the look on people's faces when the vans of people show up at their sale. So tomorrow morning, we're doing the infamous yard sale caravan, where we take plenty of cars to 1 to 4. We do 4 garage sales usually on a Saturday morning, but we have a caravan of what seems to be 15 vehicles. And once the doors opens on those 15 vehicles, it seems like 4 people come out of each one. So it's like 60 people bombarding a yard sale. And anyways, so that's happening tomorrow live in Austin, Texas. If you're interested in going to that, please message me behind the scenes and I will get you where we are meeting. But essentially, I'll just tell you right now, we are meeting on the Goodwill at Burnett Avenue and Anderson Lane at 7:30 in the morning. Do not be late. We will definitely do the biggest cheddar hunt of all time. So what else we got here? A couple more questions and then I'm out of here.
Did you work out yet?
I did work out.
Oh, darn. I'm going to go get one in myself.
All right,
see you guys, everybody. I just want to say hello.
Later, man. Later. So, yeah, I got to work out and I have to.
You son of a gun.
I have to, man. That's just who I am. So good to see Reagan. What else we got here? A couple more questions real quick. How would you package an Osprey 70-liter backpack, box, or maybe a large padded mailer? It's a really good question because typically I let them, Fireside, what's up, man? I typically put them in boxes, but then the dimensions can get kind of crazy. So one of the things I'm going to be trying soon when I get back from vacation is I'm going to be ordering some really large poly bags, right? And I'm going, because here's the thing with these 70-liter backpacks or 45-liter backpacks, they all have belts, a belt portion of them, which can be taken out. But if you don't know what you're doing, it's kind of difficult. But anyways, yeah. So if you can take the belt out, that's great. But the only problem is a lot of times the buyer doesn't know how to reassemble the belt back into the backpack. So I like to ship them with the belt still on it and not dismantled. That said, large poly bags merge together only after the item has been bubble wrapped a little bit, because it's tough to find the right boxes for internal frame, especially 70-liter backpacks, which is a little bit starting to get towards that top end. But then again, you have a great brand like Osprey. It's like, well, you can do a double listing locally and try to sell it on eBay. But between those two things, I mean, you're going to get it sold. So anyways, I would definitely double list it first. Okay, so make sure if you're putting it on eBay and you're kind of scared about the whole box situation, make sure you have it double listed, and hopefully you can hunt for a box in the next coming days and it doesn't sell, let's say on eBay, and you start freaking out. But yeah, because that belt is on the internal frame backpacks, that can typically make the measurement a little bit longer in one dimension because you can't compact the belt down. It's usually made out of plastic. Anyways, man, I'm looking at my phone and there's so many like Craigslist notifications coming my way, but I'm in the middle of meetup week and I cannot like meet up with anybody. It's so frustrating. That is so, it's like there's money sitting there waiting to be in my hands and I can't capitalize on it because you just know how Craigslist people are. They don't exactly arrive on time and stuff. And I have a very, very tight schedule when I do meetup week, which sucks because there's only like 3 or 2 obligations a day for the admins and everything. But you would be surprised in those 2 to 3 obligations, like how crunched time starts to become. And that's the reason why college pickers passed out on the couch right now, because homeboy can't hang. All right, yeah, John Belushi, that Averex leather bag college picker scored was legit. I agree with you, man. Totally agree with you. What else we got here? Any more questions? Any more? Gains AF, yeah, thanks. John Belushi says chest and tries today. I actually did back buys and hamstrings today. What else we got here? Oh, Fireside in regards to the backpack said I got it on Craigslist and eBay. I also found a North Face 60-liter pack at the same sale. Cool. Yeah, I mean, internal frame backpacks are great. They are in my guide. You should definitely go pick up my guide, by the way. And a lot of people that are here on the Green Room meetup are like, man, your guide is crazy. I could not believe. Because I asked for feedback on it. I'm like, you know, did you get the guide? They're like, yeah. Well, what do you think about it? And they're like, I can't believe like how much work you put into this thing. I'm like, well, I mean, like, what do you think? And they're like, it's crazy. And a lot of them said, I haven't even finished it yet, which is cool. That means it's, you know, it's a long guide. I like that. Anyways, I don't like to toot my own horn, but since we're talking about bags with Fireside One right here, guys, you got to get the bag guide. If you want to learn a different income stream and you don't want to be scared when you get to a bag section and go, what the hell do I look for? You know, the bag guide is going to help you decode that section. You still got to do some due diligence and do a little bit of research, but for the most part, the bag guide is going to speed up that entire section for you to where when you look at it, you're going to start seeing dollar signs progressively, quickly, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyways, for people that flip bags, I'll put this question right now. Anybody that's watching me in the feed right now, have you ever flipped a bag? And what is your best bag flip? My best bag flip is sitting in the guide right now. It was a $1.50 bag that sold for $650. You might be thinking, great, yeah, you did that like many years ago. I didn't. It actually happened in March of this year. So, you know, it's possible. It really is. Shannon Gariano says, I wish I could find a better bag section here in my area. Well, maybe you're looking in one particular place, like expand your radius a little bit and take a look around. Kyle Miller, do you read and or write? Like other than Bolo guides, do I read guides? Look, I am one of the founders of the greenroomuniversity.com, and we have a private Facebook group behind the scenes. That's a lot of information resale oriented that I have to go through like on a weekly, daily basis kind of thing. So I read a lot of my own room. I write guides, I build them, and they're not Bolo per se guides. They're not just look for this bag, look for this bag. No, I like to teach people on genres of bags. And then within that, in the guide, I show the brands that I really like to mess with. But that's, you know, if you're going to buy Bags to Bucks thinking it's going to teach me every bag known to man, I'll go to the ladies section and know every bag known to man. I'll go to the men's section, I'll know every bag known to man. It's false. All right. And I disclose this in the first couple paragraphs in that guide, that the guide is merely a reflection of the past 12 years of my life, me flipping bags as part of the things that I make money on. And it's my take on what's really profitable and what you can kind of tune out. And I don't really hustle many women's bags at all. So this is mostly men's stuff. You can think luggage, travel, you know, go out to the wilderness type bags, messenger bags, things like that. But it really breaks it down hardcore to where my main thing when I built that bag guide wasn't, I'm going to make a ton of money on it. That wasn't what was going on. My, you know, notion was I have to make sure that not even the average person, but a complete noob could pick up this guide and feel really confident when they look at the bag section at a thrift store. That was the main goal when I was building that guide. I have to really detune this thing to the most basic person that might read it, with the hopes that putting money on this person's, you know, dinner table, or maybe financing, you know, helping them finance a vacation or one of those things. Because that's the greatest gift that I can give you guys out there besides motivation, is the gift of actually having more money in your pocket and it's fantastic. And I never know what it does. I never know the impact of these videos that I make until sometimes people take the time behind the scenes and they write me on Facebook or they leave me a message here as a comment, and only then do I realize it worked, right? So anyway, Thriller Gorilla Picka. Chris, do you sell aluminum frame hiking packs? Typically, when you have aluminum frame hiking packs, you're dealing with something a little bit more vintage. Although they do make some aluminum frame hiking packs that are internal frame. But typically, when I think of aluminum frame hiking packs, I'm thinking of external frame backpacks, and I'm thinking get in super low and try to flip from maybe 20 to 40, because a lot of those are just too saturated. Now, if you live in places like Colorado, places that have breweries and outdoorsy places that like to decorate their walls and stuff like that, then yeah, they're gonna be looking for some man cave stuff, and they might want an old backpack and some old skis and maybe some old winter stuff and taxidermy, and that seems to be doing well in those kind of places. Mario, BH, did the drop shipping presentation change your opinion about it? Yes, it did, actually. If so, do you see yourself doing it yourself anytime soon? This is a fantastic question. And I'll tell you what my answer is as of right now. And that as of right now, I know what I want to work on in my personal life. And it's to make the Bonafide Hustler channel better. It's to make my workout channel, like, the presence known. It's to really build my private label brand better, right? Here we are. And if I add in something else to the mix that might make money, it might make a lot of money, who knows? It's going to take away from something, right? So I have to follow my passions at this point. So the answer right now is no, but I'm not writing it off completely, because if I can master this private label thing and get it where it needs to be, and we're talking like Instagram and like influencers and making sure that the videos are filmed right for the YouTube channels, both of them. If I have extra time outside of the Road to 200 concept that I'm doing with eBay, then yes, I will start looking into something like drop shipping, because it was just fantastic, and it requires no physical inventory at your residence, which is really amazing, and you don't have to go anywhere either, which is crazy. So anyways, I just want to be honest with you guys, right? That's the thing about these meetups, is like you get so motivated, but you got to know what you want so bad in life. And for me right now, I want my private label brand to just get some more presence. I want my workout channel to be up there, and I want to be able to build some workouts to, really get people in shape. And then with the Road to 200 concept, I really want to inspire people to know that they are way smarter than they think they are, to where they can make some more money. That's basically it. Mario, I totally respect that. Cool, man. Diversification right now. Thanks. Yeah, man. I just want to be able to shoot you guys honestly. Now, if I didn't have any of that kind of stuff going on, if I wasn't a content creator, I didn't care two what's about working out or building a YouTube channel, I had no private label product, then yes, I would absolutely look at the drop shipping course that Paul was talking about at my seminar. Absolutely. There's no questions asked. I would do it, because it's the barriers of entry are just really, really low to something like that, which is interesting, because we can contrast that with the private label talk, which was our closing speaker, and the barriers to entry there and how much prep is involved is considerably more. But the drop shipping thing, I just wish you guys could have seen it. We did film it. I just can't put it on my YouTube channel because it's going to go behind the scenes for the green room. I just wish you could have seen it, because it was so simplified to where you really understood the concept quickly about what was going on. And yeah, and there's software in the mix, is, just like we all use software, whether it's for FBA or whatever. There's always software that you can get that'll really, really start to automate it for you, to where I'm talking your business can be running while you're on the ocean. In the case of the guy that was speaking, there was a picture of him on a boat, and I think he was on the boat for 5 days or 10 days, and his business was just running behind the scenes with an automated program, which is really cool. So, Jonathan Rivera, I sold 4 RC crawler bodies last night. Summer must be the time that they sell. They actually sell at all times, but that's pretty awesome. John Belushi, anything that required nice weather, it's time to sell. Kites, outdoors items, etc. Yeah, I agree with you, man. Thriller Gorilla Picker, I noticed you have some guitars. Have you ever found one worth some cheddar? Yeah. 3 green room meetups ago, I bought a Sigma guitar at a garage sale for $40. I flipped it for $380 like a week later. So that was a pretty good one. Yeah, I mean, I flip guitars every now and then. It's just they have to. I flipped a Telecaster. I don't even know how much I bought it for. I think 100. I think I flipped it for 2 or 3 or something like that. I think it was a made in Mexico Telecaster though. Yeah, there was a Telecaster at a garage sale for like $100. Couldn't believe it. Yeah. So it's not something I always look for. I definitely don't go to Craigslist looking at the music section for anything. But if I go to a garage sale and I see a guitar, I flip. I would honestly say somewhere between 3 and 5 guitars a year. I think that's kind of like the pace that I do. So, John Fugazi, are there more pics in the high resolution versus the compressed version of Bags to Bucks? No, Joni, the pics are the same in both. One just takes forever to download because the high resolution is super high. And then the compressed version is a really fast download. So if you're interested in getting Bags to Bucks, you can look at my description in the feed. I would put it here, but this show wasn't about promoting my bag guide, so I'm not going to. I could, but it's also in my description of almost every video, meaning if you just scroll down, open up my description, it says like, comment, subscribe. Here's the green room link, blah, blah, blah. If you go a little bit lower than that, you'll see the Bags to Bucks thing. John Belushi, I'm proud of you guys and your efforts. It takes a lot of work for yourself. Yeah, it's fun. It is. It is a lot of fun. I appreciate that, John. I really do. Yeah, cool. So Tom Sawyer says, yeah, drop shipping, buku competition. It can work well for you, but only if you put buku effort. It's true. That's just how anything is. If you put in marginal effort, you get marginal results. You put in a lot of effort, you either fail super hard or you get crazy results. So, and he made sure to, just tell us that at the end. Paul was like, look, I don't want anybody to think that this didn't take a lot of work to get to this point where it's automated and easy and all that kind of stuff. And with, 7 VAs or whatever he was using, I mean, that takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of training and a lot of cool things. And what's fantastic is, I can't spoil it, but the dude has created all kinds of videos behind the scenes on how to train your VAs properly. And in fact, the videos that you can actually give to your VAs regarding the drop shipping thing, I mean, he's created them already, and it's part of his program. So it's really, really neat. I mean, totally in depth. I mean, just amazing. So everyone that went to that seminar thought that the drop shipping dude was one of the most on fire presentations that they saw. But anyways, it is what it is. Okay. What'd you say? Fanatico YouTube says, "Oh God, and I thought this was a green room plug." No, it's not a green room plug. I mean, it's just meetup week right now, so I can't help but think about green room stuff because I'm in a 1 hour I have to go to something that's a green room thing. So it's green room week, That's pretty much it, guys. I hope I answered some questions and inspired you guys. But basically, this show is, spurred by a conversation I had with some members yesterday, and then one particular member today, who wasn't happy with the way that the eBay business was going. I really wanted to change things up. So if you guys are down for more content like this, please let me know. Hit the like button, leave a comment. We have Texas turnaround right here. Give me $1.99 for super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But guys, believe in yourself, okay? And like I said, the definition of insanity is to do the same thing and expect a completely different result. So every one of us at some point has been guilty of that. And you might be guilty of it right now. But guys, really challenge yourself out there. You can make a lot more money with the same amount of time. So chase that, right? Take your eBay store, look where it is or where it needs to be, and start making adjustments, whether that means purging out inventory, donating stuff, or if that just means sitting down and learning what's way more profitable. You guys are smart. So believe in yourself. I hope you have a great, rest of the weekend. It's Friday. I got to attend to some really fun stuff in about an hour. I am vlogging all of it. So if you stay tuned to my channel over the next couple of days, you're going to start seeing some of this stuff pepper out. I really appreciate all the support you've given me. And I will talk to you on the next Bonafide Hustler Hangout. Take it easy.